This is on the wall in the doctor's office where I was yesterday. I was like, I couldn't read it, so I had to take a picture of it because I was just curious. And this was before the weird thing happened. It says, your health is our number one priority. Let's work together to care for you. Please know that your care is important to us. Tell us if you are having problems with the care you are receiving. Work with team members. You're my team. Thank you, team. Now listen to this. This is kind of where it gets interesting. Okay, because when I tell you what really happened, just stick around. If you're listening to me like, cut to the chase. No, I gotta build the story. Oh, we have zero tolerance for disruptive behavior or violent actions, which include yelling, swearing, insults against someone's race, ethnicity, religion, gender identity, or expression. Words, actions, or behaviors with sexual meaning. We're starting to get to the meat and potatoes of this story here, okay? Before I went in yesterday, I was sitting in the car with my mom and I'm watching all these medical professionals, some of them, nice looking people. They're walking by and they're scrubs. And I think to myself, I hate scrubs. Scrubs are so unprofessional looking, and so my mind goes to Star Trek. I'm thinking about the uniforms on the Next Generation when they're in sick bay, and I'm like, that's nice. Like, why can't they have professional uniforms like that? But anyway, scrubs, they're very sloppy. It's like wearing boxer underwear to work or very cheap pajamas. Don't you want people in the healthcare industry to have credibility, and don't you want them to dress like to meet the part, this esteemed role, and instead of wearing sloppy scrubs, have them wear something like a Star Trek uniform is what I'm saying, okay? I'm still not to the meat and potatoes of this story yet. I go in and I envision in my head, I imagine beforehand, like I'm going to have a negative confrontation. They're going to piss me off. They're going to say, do this, do that, something I don't want to do, something I think is absurd that I don't respect about doctors. But none of that happened, by the way. Thank goodness. It was just my imagination. They were very pleasant, very nice. There's this one strange thing that happened, though. I've had this toe problem for months. I can't work out right. It's starting to affect my walking, and daily it was bleeding profusely in the shower, and I still haven't gotten to the meat and potatoes of the story. So I wound up going to see a dermatologist who told me I have gout, which is not what I have. And I was relieved when I went to urgent care and the man told me, you don't have gout. This is definitively not gout. What's up with that? Not paying attention? Jumping to conclusions? I'm still not to the meat and potatoes of this story. Trust me, I'm not. I'm going in yesterday thinking, I want this to get done. Nothing was going to stop me from getting rid of this toenail. Now listen to something very carefully, which maybe in a normal world should have stopped me from wanting to get my toenail removed at this second. I had to put it out of my mind. I had to compartmentalize it. And it's so bizarre. And so I'm sitting there. The doctor's evaluating my foot. First, he wraps it up. I don't know why he wrapped it up in the first place. Maybe to stop the blood from flowing so that he could get this job done. But he wraps it up. He's sitting in front of me. I'm sitting in a chair, like a reclining chair, and he's in front of me at my feet. And he's sitting on like a bench or something. And then, this is the weird part. Are you ready for the reveal? This long-winded story I'm telling, the reveal coming now. This man's in scrubs, okay? Like I told you, scrubs are like big, cheap boxer shorts or something. Now, I want to preface it by saying, I don't think this man really knew that was happening. If he did, then he should certainly be fired. But the fact that it could happen and you're not aware of it is also a red flag. He numbed my foot out, which was very painful with the needles. And then he stood up and must not know that, listen carefully, his penis was hanging out of the flap of his scrubs, and it was totally exposed and visible. Now, you might think I'm joking and I'm making this up, but I'm not. I don't think it was my imagination. And so I saw his penis, and I was like, what the hell? Holy crap. And so I could make a big deal out of this and be like, penis! But I'm thinking, oh my God, my toe. All I want is for my toenail to be removed today. That's the goal. Get through this. I doubt this is true, okay? But maybe he just exposes his penis to people, pretending like he doesn't know or something. But if I were wearing scrubs, I would be wearing underwear underneath. It would be extremely unlikely that I go dangling outside of the hole. I'm actually grateful I got my toenail chopped off. No, but I also was exposed to a man's penis during the procedure who probably didn't know his penis was hanging out of his pants. Like, I would never make a story up like this. And so could I have been wrong? Like, which traumatized me more? Getting my toenail yanked off. So can you see how I was leading down this path in this long-winded story to the reveal of what happened with this man's exposure to me? Weirder things have happened to me in my life. I wanted more than anything to get my toenail taken off to resolve this problem. Wait, stop the doctor appointment that I need. We have to address this issue. Strange how I was more focused on getting my toenail pulled off, even with the sight of a penis you should never be seeing at that moment on the doctor for some reason. And I didn't bring it up afterwards. I was just cordial and like, ooh, here's the cheap superficial thing I get out of it is like, I have the story of the doctor's penis hanging out of his scrubs. True.